Good morning. It just recently turned 9. I actually got up at 8 today, but it's been a very nice, relaxing, rainy morning, and I ended up just laying there probably a little bit too long. Hi, my name is Katie. I am 25, and I love watching YouTube vlogs, like daily vlogs and stuff. So I always wanted to start my own, and I already have my own Facebook page where I live stream. So I always was like, well, if I'm live streaming all the time, then there'll be nothing to vlog. But things kind of changed over on Facebook. So I figured, you know what, let me give vlogging a chance, a try, and just do it. Another big thing is I never knew how to start a vlog. Like, people just start recording themselves every single day. So I was like, I need to find a good day to just do it. So if you just want to hang out with me and do like see daily life and fitness content and wedding planning and life in Florida and things like that, then this is the vlog for you. I am celebrating 90K on Facebook, so I will be getting some balloons to celebrate, and I really want to do like a little photo shoot and have a lot of fun over on there. But you guys here will see all the behind the scenes of that. Here, I need to put on my watch. Let's go do that. So another like fun thing in my life right now is I've been doing Facebook Marketplace. I ended up having like a garage sale that just kept getting pushed off. And then finally it was like the day of the garage sale. We didn't have that many people. So I started like Facebook marketplacing everything. And literally I ended up selling something the same day. And then the next day I kept getting more and more people. So I've been doing a little side quest of trying to make $1,000 off of Facebook Marketplace. So that's why all the lamps are there. One of my goals today is to put all of the Facebook Marketplace back in the garage. That way my house is a house again and not a lamp shop. I've been posting like a little like clips every single day, like little day updates on TikTok. I'll put my TikTok in the description if you guys want to see it. But also, if you're wondering why I'm walking around, I'm trying to get my steps in. But I'm gonna make some breakfast. All right, I just got my first 1,000 steps in. It only takes like about 10 minutes. So if you're going at a good pace, it takes about an hour to do 10,000 steps if you're going at like a good pace. So I just did a good 10 minutes and I got my first 1,000 in. And now I'm treating myself to my Slate coffee. This is a protein coffee, not sponsored. I just love it. I've been drinking these every single day instead of my normal coffee. I started tracking my macros, and that's when I realized, wow, I put so much milk in my coffee to make it taste the way I like it. So then I started to use less milk. I had to slowly like ration myself off of it to get used to the taste. I guess I liked milk more than coffee because I do like lattes and stuff. But now I'm using these, and this is my one coffee of the day. I also used to be the type of person that would drink 3 to 4 coffees a day. I don't know if it's like a cultural thing, but at my house, literally my dad would have the coffee pot running from morning till right before bed. Like, I would drink a cup of coffee right before bed because it helped me go to sleep. Like coffee does not affect my energy in any way. It's literally always just been it's like drinking tea all day, or that's my coffee for me. But I'm sure, even though it wasn't affecting my energy levels, I'm sure it was affecting me in some way. So I'm trying to slim it down to just 1 cup a day, and this is my 1 cup because it's also 20 grams of protein. But a little life update for anybody that's new to me. I've had a long journey with fitness. When I was a kid, hated working out, hated sports, hated being outside. And like, I'm just the type of person, like I get overheated really, really easily, too. So I was just like, I don't want to be outside. I just want to be home watching anime and being in my bed, and, we're sitting in the library playing Yu-Gi-Oh in the morning. But after high school, or kind of like, I would say more like senior year, I started to just get into walking, and I would listen to podcasts, or I would listen to like Khan Academy, or like more educational podcasts for school. And I would listen to those while walking around the cul-de-sac. So I started to get into walking. And then after high school, I started to get more into fitness. I met my current fiance. I always get confused if it's fiance or fiance, because, excuse me, when you Google it, it's written, and I'm like, I don't know. I know it would probably be an easy YouTube search. I should just YouTube it. But I didn't even know there was fiance and fiance before. And I know this is off topic, but I always thought it was just fiance for both. But Zach, he informed me that that's not true. And there's one point when I was working, and I told one of my bosses how I was engaged, and they assumed I was engaged to a woman because I used the wrong one. But besides that, what was I even talking about? Oh my goodness. My fitness. When I met him, I started to do tennis with him because he loved tennis. And then he ghosted me for a whole year. That is a whole story time in itself. And during that year, I got really into watching clothing YouTube videos. More. And then I started to do, I got a Planet Fitness membership, and I started working out there, and I would literally go to the gym for 3 to 4 hours a day. Normally I would like go in, do the treadmill for like an hour, and then do stretches, glute activations, follow Brett Contreras' Glute Lab book. Also, there was a YouTuber, I'm sure I'm gonna butcher her name, Michelle Gregora, or Gregor, something like that. Let's just call her Michelle G. But I followed her on YouTube, and she like looked absolutely amazing, and I wanted to look just like her. So I would follow hers, and I would do their whole program. And then I would do like a really good stretch afterwards. And then I would normally do their like hydro massage bed at Planet Fitness, or their like red light therapy thing they had, which is really good for acne and acne scarring. But again, I digress. But I used to be there like 3 to 4 hours, 4 times a week. And I was in my best fitness of my life, but I was also like 19, 20. So maybe that's why. And then I started to get really, really into weightlifting. So through Brett Contreras, I was learning about other weightlifters because he had his podcast and his YouTube channel. I'm sure he still does. I just don't listen to it anymore. I love him. I love his program. It did give me really good results. But I ended up, following Stephanie Buttermore, her husband, Natasha Ocean, a bunch of different people. And I was just like, you know what? I've been doing the same program for almost like a year or two. I want to try new things. And I started with clothing, which was a lot of like body weight, a lot of like cardio. And then with Brett Contreras and the other girl, it was still like a lot of body weight moves, really focusing on activation, and then getting into some heavy weights. And I really liked that feeling of, like the strength. I don't know why I did that for strength, but I loved that feeling of getting stronger. And then that kind of led me down to a rabbit hole of like, let me try like completely new things that I haven't tried before. And I got really, really into weightlifting, and I followed basically just like upper body day, lower body day type of split. And it was 5 days a week, heavy lifting, and probably not the best form. And I learned my form wasn't as good years later, because somebody who did, what is it called? They did, I can't think of the word for it, but it was some sort of sport professionally, and they corrected my squat. I technically I was doing my squat right, but it was for glute activation, but not actually for like powerlifting. But this whole time I was like, yeah, I'm powerlifting this. No, I was just using my glutes, which I mean, I did like. But you know, there's definitely things with my form that wasn't perfectly correct because I was reading it through a textbook or YouTube videos and stuff like that. And I feel like all that heavy lifting and all that wear and tear and doing it so often at probably not the best form, I feel like it's good, but also like, you know, you never really know unless you have a professional in front of you. But then again, everybody's body is different, so everybody's form's different. So it's like, it's hard to tell. You just kind of have to base it off of like, if your body's hurting, then you're not doing it right. And after years of that, because I started at 19, I'm now 25. After years of that, I started to feel very stiff. Another thing I stopped doing was cardio. I used to do like an hour every single day. And back then I was probably doing way too much cardio, even though I felt like I looked my fittest. But I completely stopped because I was listening to this one like weightlifting podcast, and they're basically like, cardio kills your gains. And I was like, I want the biggest glutes. I want the best arms. I want to be super muscular. So I need to stop all cardio basically. So I literally just cut out cardio from my life for such a long time. And I ended up gaining not like a crazy amount of weight at first, but I gained weight. I was also being very like liberal with my diet, being like, I can eat whatever I want. I'm not going to restrict myself because I'm trying to gain muscle. You know, that's what they kind of kept saying, but I'm going to try to like keep it clean. I'm not going to do like a dirty bulk, but I just never got out of that bulk. And then paired with not having cardio, I ended up being like the heaviest I ever was in my life, which was 160 pounds. Actually, I lie. It was 165 pounds, but that was the absolute highest I was. But after I saw that, that was kind of like a reality check, because I was like, these past couple of years, I've been killing myself in the gym, lifting super, super heavy, but I'm not doing other things right. I'm not eating right. I'm not doing it in a healthy way. Like, I should be eating healthier. I should be doing more cardio, and I should be doing more than just weightlifting. At some points too, I just put all my energy into weightlifting. I wasn't stretching properly or as long as I probably should. And then also life got in the way, mental health got in the way, because I was like, I don't feel good, so I don't want to like, you know, post my fitness stuff online if I'm not feeling good. And I don't, you know, I just felt like I wasted so many years because I thought I was doing something good, and I just kind of just like kept working out without thinking about it, like thinking about how my body was changing, until I stepped on the scale and I was like, oh. And I know I probably should have realized earlier, but like, I don't know. Like for me, like maybe I have like some sort of body dysmorphia. I did not realize how big I was getting until I stepped on the scale, which I never really step on the scale. And then I was like, oh, and then I started to notice every single photo. I was like, oh, like, and then looking at my tummy, looking at my arms. And then I was like, I'm a fitness girl. And yes, fitness and health comes in every single size and shape. But for me, I was just like, I feel like I don't look the way I've been wanting to, and the way I've been training for years for, and the way the people I'm looking at look like. I don't look like them. And I kind of went like a little bit of a spiral. So now I'm backtracking. I spent several months, if you follow me on Facebook, you know, I spent a good chunk doing just Pilates. I was like, I need to do a reset. So I stopped all weightlifting. I ended up doing Pilates, and I felt really, really, really good. Like, my knees didn't hurt, and like my knees, like I don't think I destroyed my knees from weightlifting, but they just always like, they kind of started to feel like stiff. But now I'm like, I have the best mobility. Now they feel so much better. And then same thing with my posture. I feel like my posture is a lot better. My back doesn't hurt as much, and not like I never had severe pain, but it just always kind of felt like I was just stiff and mildly uncomfortable, you know? And that's probably because I wasn't doing the best stretches. But after doing that Pilates like little journey, I really enjoyed it. And I was like, this is what I was missing. And also from doing so much weightlifting for such a long time, I was just kind of burnt out, you know, especially since I wasn't getting the body that I thought I was working towards. But you know, that's not a knock against weightlifting, because obviously I was not eating properly. I probably should have done a little bit of cardio mixed in and better stretching, and you know, switched up my program every couple of months, you know, or every 4 weeks, some people say. And I should have, you know, switched things up, you know, or added things to it. Wait, like if you do just weightlifting, people have amazing bodies with weightlifting too. I'm not trying to knock weightlifting in any way, but for me, and what I want to achieve with my health goals, fitness goals, and physique goals, I feel like I definitely need a mix of weightlifting, cardio, and stretching, because I wanna not feel stiff, you know? But this is just my own personal journey. Again, everybody's body is different. Everybody needs different things. Everybody feels differently with different exercises. You just kind of have to figure it out. Because like I said, there's people that literally just do weightlifting and they say, I never do cardio, and they have abs and amazing bodies and stuff, and they eat like crazy things, and who knows, maybe that's just on social media, and you know, in the background they're just eating cucumbers. But everybody's body is different. I want to like stress that so much. I am not knocking weightlifting, but for me, I'm just restarting my journey type of thing. And I really want to, one of my goals this year is I want to be certified as a personal trainer. That is one of my goals. I want like an actual certification, because I feel like I know a lot of stuff, and I've done a lot of trial and error with my own personal workout journey, but I really just want to get that like certification, not necessarily because I want to go to people's houses and teach or ever work for a gym again, because I used to work for a gym and I did not like that experience. But I just want to like, you know, prove to myself that I know it, because that's another thing. I feel like sometimes I do get into why can't I speak? I feel like sometimes I do get into imposter syndrome, where I'm like, I don't feel like a fitness girl. Like, I don't feel like a gym girl. Or, you know, I write a workout plan, and I literally used a personal training textbook to help me write it, and YouTube videos and past experience knowledge. I write this workout plan, and then I do it for 2 weeks, and then I'm like, this workout plan is not good enough, and then I just quit on it. And I just keep like, you know, going from plan to plan that I write. But I feel like getting that certification will kind of like be like a stamp in my brain, my subconscious, where it's like, Katie, you know enough, you know it well enough, you just got to do it type of thing. So that's one of my personal goals. But also I want to really mix in a little bit of everything. I think for fitness, for me, how I see it is doing a little bit of everything. So doing a little bit of Pilates and strength training and cardio, and just like mixing it all together. Because I feel like for me, that's when my body is the healthiest, is when I do a little bit of everything. And not just physical health, but also mental health. Like it's a lot harder to get burnt out if you have lots of variety in your workout. You know what I mean? And I did kind of start changing that and implementing it. Like I said, I quit weightlifting to do Pilates, just to kind of get like a restart, refresh, and feel like more flexible and heal my body a little bit. And then, since then, I have been following Brett Contreras' plan again. I know this like feels so nostalgic. So the last time I followed this workout plan was when I was 19. And I did have the best results of my life. I felt really fit. I felt really confident in my body. I looked really good. But I think the thing that killed a lot of my gains was I was doing like a full on hour of cardio before the workout, working out, doing stretches. And then sometimes I would then hop on like the little elliptical or the Stairmaster again after my workout for like 30 minutes to an hour. And then I was also studying for college at the time. And when I study, for me to memorize something, I need to be moving. So I would do like circles around my house, reading my textbook or reading my flashcard. And, you know, I was probably getting like 20,000 steps just from doing that, because I would study for like 2 to 3 hours every single night. And it takes me about an hour to do 10K steps. So I was probably doing like 20 or 30 steps too on top of the gym. So obviously that was too much cardio. But now back to present time, I am doing Bret Contreras again, his workout program. And coupled with his workout program, I've been doing 10,000 steps again every single day, at least, even on my rest days. And that has helped me tremendously. I've been doing that really for not that long, and I've already lost 10 pounds. And I started doing Bret Contreras' plan. So he has it broken up into weeks. So from week 1 to week 4, I was not doing the 10K steps. And I did lose about like 3-ish pounds from that. And then from weeks 5 through 9, I believe it is. I was looking over there because normally I have my book there, but it's not there right now. From weeks 5 through 9, I started to add 10K steps, and then that brought me to lose a total of 10 pounds. So it's definitely made a big difference, and I feel like it's also been helping my bloating. Like, I wake up and I have like a little bit of shadow of abs. So that feels really, really good. Because even at my tiniest, I never really had abs, but I think through my years of weightlifting, I mean, you do use your abs for pretty much everything. You know, you brace your core when you lift things. I feel like I have developed my abs. So, but now that I'm losing weight, I'm actually kind of seeing them. So that felt really, really good to like kind of wake up in the morning, look at my long mirror and be like, ooh, there's a ghost of an ab in there. But I'm excited. I'm gonna keep doing this. I definitely want to add in more stretching. That is one thing I have been bad with, is, you know, I used to do like an hour yoga flow pretty much every single day, and it felt amazing. And I don't know what it is with me now. I feel like I just don't have the patience for it, but also it does kind of not hurt, but feels uncomfortable doing yoga now. But I know that's just like one of those hurdles that once I start doing it for like a week or two, then it will stop feeling uncomfortable. But it's just like, it's been so long, and maybe I shouldn't do hour videos. Maybe I should just do like 10 minutes and then, you know, work back up to it. But I do want to add that. I also want to be outside more. That is something I really miss. When me and Zach first started dating, we used to do an outdoor hike every single weekend, up until the pandemic happened. And then we stopped doing that, and we just kind of got out of the habit, and we kind of just kept saying to ourselves, oh, well, we already did that hike and that hike and that hike. And now I'm at the point where I'm like, I don't care if we repeat hikes. I just want to be outside again. So I really want to start doing that. Zach's been so busy with work, and I don't think he would be able to do it with me anymore. Because even on the weekends, he's so busy during the work week that on the weekends, he is just like, I just want to stay home, watch WWE, hang out with you, catch up with you. And that's like, I love that, but I'm just like, I want to go on a hike. But I totally understand. Like, he's so mentally exhausted from the week that when the weekend comes, it becomes physical exhaustion too. So I totally understand that, but I really do want to start doing hikes. And the only scary part is I don't want to like be by myself. So maybe I'll get my sister to join me on a hike at least once a week, or my mom or my dog or something, or maybe I'll bring you guys with me. That way, like, if anything happens, at least it's on camera. So, but that is the plan. I feel like I should write this down because I feel like when I write it down, it becomes like more of like a commitment, or not a commitment, but like, so I don't forget it. Because there's times where I'm like, okay, I want to do this, this, and that. And then after a couple of weeks, I'm like, what was what was the plan? What was the thing we were supposed to follow, you know? And it's not because I actually forget it. It's just like I get so busy that it's not on my mind. And then like a couple weeks go by and I'm like, wow, I was supposed to be doing that. Like I was supposed to be doing 75 hard, or I was supposed to be, you know, doing XYZ. But sorry, this part is so long. It's way longer than I was ever expecting. I didn't plan to go into this much detail, but hey, if you're new to my fitness journey, now you're pretty much caught up. Obviously, I glazed over a lot of things and generalized a lot of my fitness past just to shorten it into this 20 minutes, which isn't even that short. But at least you guys know where I'm coming from and what I'm doing to try to change and, you know, kind of reset my fitness journey. I don't want to say restart because that makes me feel like everything I've done was a waste, but because I never stopped working out, which I know some people think I did, but I never stopped working out. I never really took that long of a break from working out except when I was sick. But you know, this is just me resetting my journey, you know, trying to fix the bad habits that I created. Because, you know, at one point, what you think is a good habit could end up burning you out and not being a good habit. So this is me trying to make sure I'm actually doing good habits, which one of my good habits I should be doing is drinking a cup of water every single morning before my coffee, which I did not do today. So bad Katie for that. But I don't know. I wanna, after this, I'm cooking breakfast, and while I eat breakfast, I wanna like go on my iPhone Notes app and just kind of do like a morning checklist. I don't wanna do one for the whole day because I've done that before and that's just been like overwhelming. And it's also like one of those things like during the day, I'll forget about it. But if it's just like a morning checklist of like, you know, to start my day healthy, you know, it's the first thing on my mind in the morning, I'm not gonna forget about it, you know, during the day. But I'm gonna make food and I will catch up with you guys later. Can you guys hear the tweeting? Let's see. Let's try to see him before he flies off. Ready, set. Ah. I watched a video on how to peel these easy. So normally I just like kind of shove my thumb in the top of it, but apparently I'm just gonna go like this all around with my thumb, and then both sides should kind of just pop off. All right, that wasn't that bad. It's got a little bit weird there, but by the way, these are pink oranges, not grapefruit. When I told Zach about it, he's like, don't you just mean a grapefruit? No, they are pink oranges and they taste really good. They're like the featured fruit right now at Publix. Like, you know, they have the big display of seasonal fruit. It says the in season fruit right now. But they taste really good. They're like a more sweet, less sour version of an orange. Okay, well there we go. I did it. Finally, it's breakfast time. It is already 11. You can tell I'm definitely a bit of a procrastinator, but I was an efficient procrastinator. I was getting things done, but the bacon's now done. I have 2 egg whites and then a regular egg toast. I finished breakfast and did about an hour and a half of cleaning. So I picked up, did laundry, dishes, did the floor. But now that everything's off the floor, I'm gonna turn on my robot vacuum. That way it vacuums everything while I'm on the treadmill. I'm gonna do like 15 minutes on the treadmill as my warm up before my weightlifting sesh. My weightlifting is a little different than how it used to be because it's mainly body weight with some light dumbbells. And it's a lot of like the foundational exercises like squats, pull-ups, push-ups, that type of thing. It's not like a bunch of accessory work. But it'll be like a 30-minute workout. And then I'm gonna do a yoga video. I keep telling myself I need to stretch more. So after this workout today, I'm gonna do a 10-minute yoga video and that'll be my workout for the day. I'm still gonna try to get 10K steps. I'm at 6,000 right now, so I'm not too far away. I got a lot of steps just from walking around and cleaning. So that is how everything's going so far. Also, you guys know I really wanted to get balloons from LTM because I'm celebrating 90K on Facebook, but our LTM is closed on Sundays and Mondays. I thought they were just closed yesterday. I didn't realize they were closed today. So we're gonna have the celebration tomorrow, but that's okay. I realized I forgot to make my pre-workout and creatine, so I'm stopping at 9,267 steps. But here is my pre-workout. This is the Charge by Beautiful You in strawberry pineapple. And then I need to dig up, oh, here it is. Here's my creatine. So I'm gonna take these two together and then maybe walk for 10 more minutes while I drink it and then get into my workout. So I already finished this, and now I'm on to this. So this will be today's workout coupled with stretching. I absolutely hated doing that on that ottoman, so I'm gonna do it here. Yes, I do have a gym garage. The reason I'm not using it is all of this. Remember that family yard sale I was talking about? Yes. So my garage is full. We're giving it 30 days on Facebook Marketplace. And if I can't sell anything on Facebook Marketplace in the 30 days, I'm just gonna do like a $1 sale. And then after that, just bring it to Goodwill or donate it or whatever. But wish me luck that we make some extra money because the wedding is coming up very, very soon. But today is day 10 of it, of my Facebook Marketplace challenge. So 20 more days and then we're gonna do a $1 sale and then everything is just going to Goodwill. All right, I'm gonna finish my workout with this stretch. I used to love doing her hour-long videos, so I'm gonna try this 10-minute video. I'm gonna be doing the stretch very soon, but I figured this would be a good time to end the vlog because Zach's gonna be home soon from work and I'm just gonna have a really quick protein smoothie and then have a early dinner and you know, just relax for the rest of the day. So I think this is a good time to sign off because the rest of this will just be very boring. So I will see you guys later. Let me know if you enjoyed this or if you prefer a different style of vlog or video, or I don't know. I'm just doing me over here. But if you have any tips or critiques, I do appreciate it because this is my first vlog. But I will see you guys later. Have an amazing day. Bye everybody. Thank you so much for watching and make sure you turn on your notifications, the little bell icon, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.